Shalom, it's falling Yeshua. Welcome again to the Rock. With the food crisis that we are having right now, and the inflation numbers that came out yesterday, I believe it was, we're seeing a lot more people take seriously what they are seeing. They're taking serious the fact that they go to the stores. It's not, was it Bear Shells Biden, the hashtag? People are taking notice to what is taking place right now. Now, I've always asked the question, what are you going to do? Do you have a plan? Yada, yada, yada. But even more than that, are you able to produce anything that you need? We are very much a people of consumption. Now, I have since gone into the level of production. Producing food, producing. Shameless plug. If you are looking for seeds for this food, go in the description, hood to homestead at yahoo.com. That's my email address. I sell vegetable seeds. I sell cuttings. I sell mint and elderberries and goji berry cuttings. Although I am still in the process of producing more cuttings. The elderberry and the figs and the pears and the apples. I'm propagating my own cuttings for those. Those will be Yah on sale maybe spring. But I have seeds. I have mint cuttings. I have Jerusalem artichokes, which I think, and I have a video on them coming up, is a great food that you could just, if you got some land, take some trees down, plant some artichokes, and let them grow year after year. But I have a whole video on that coming up. But are you in the area? Are you in the mindset of production now? Not just going and buying. I don't know if you've seen the produce at some of these grocery stores. The produce looks terrible. I mean, terrible. It doesn't look like produce. The food is not only leaving the shelves, but the opportunities to find fresh fruits and vegetables, the prices are going higher and higher and higher, and the quality it's crap. It is absolute crap. So here's a little challenge I put, for those that are on the channel. Pick a food that you eat. We had a challenge like this last year, I believe it was, and people said they liked it. So I'm gonna do it again. Pick a food that you like and produce that food, all 100% of it. For instance, if you like green beans, and you can do this in an apartment, you can do this, you can do this wherever you are. But you could literally get some cups and grow some green beans in some cups with some windowsills. You can grow them on your balcony, but choose a food that you eat, that you like to eat, and grow all 100% of it. Do not go and resort to the store, and do not resort to buying it. Grow it. Again, if you need the seeds, shameless plug, hood to homestead, hood, HOOD, the number 2, and then homestead at yahoo.com. Because this idea that we are not going to have to produce, or that the production is always going to be somebody else's job to produce for you, I think that's a lazy way of thinking. It's a faulty way of thinking. It's even a destructive way of thinking, especially for those of us in this faith. If you read the book, we were producers. We produced. We were not heavily dependent on consuming. And if we couldn't produce it, well, we produced excess in one area so that we could trade what we had for gold or silver or barter and get the things that we do need. Which means producing at an excess is wonderful. I mean, and then there's the producing of the excess to just bless others. The poor, the needy, the stranger, the widows, the orphans, producing enough. But this mindset that we have of the excess that we are used to just going to be there, it's not true. It's not true. Look at your shelves right now. Now, some people are looking at their shelves and saying, well, I don't see anything. And you may not see anything. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be affected. It doesn't mean that it's not at some point in time going to affect you. Because all it takes is for the news to advertise or to show that, hey, in this Walmart or this Aldi's or this Stater Brothers or this Trader Joe's or this Fred Meyer's or this Winco, the shelves are empty. And people, even though that thing may be happening 700 miles away, people will watch that in the news and respond by going and clearing out their grocery store. So even though it may not hit you, your shelves may not be empty right now, all they have to see is a news report. This is why the ability for us to produce your own meat, hatch your own eggs, grow your own carbs, grow your own vitamins. You could grow radishes. That's one of the things that we have a ton in the soil around. Even though we've had freezes, the freezes killed off our radish greens, we still have hundreds, and I'm not joking, probably 300 to 500 radishes still in our soil that we're just picking up, cutting off the half inch that, or maybe quarter inch that's freeze damage, and the rest of the radish is still good. And we're still eating fresh vegetables, and we just covered the radishes up with leaves, and it's acting as a refrigerator almost. We have to get to the mindset of production. We do. Sewing, creating, producing. We cloth diaper. We sew all of the diapers. All of them. They can sew onesies. Your mindset has to change from that of consumption to that of production. Because if you're completely dependent on consumption, what happens when those things that you consume are not there? Think of what you can do with production. You can trade excess, you can sell excess, you can make money off of your excess if you are able to produce. But if you are not able to produce, if you are not and have not placed yourself in a position to be able to produce the things that you need, you're going to be stuck consuming. And that only works as long as there are things to consume. When there is nothing else left to consume, then you may end up finding yourself in a position to be running around with everybody else, resulting in relying on the means that they are using. And if that means violence, you don't want to be that person that heard the warning, heard it years ahead of time, but you're relegated to violence to try and get what you need for your family, for your children. You do not want to be in that position. You do not want to be in a position of sinning. You don't want to be in a position where you didn't have to be in it, but you ignored the warnings. Set yourself in a position that you can produce. If that means that I don't know anybody that has some land, get to know somebody. Visit a brother or sister. Travel for one of the feast days. Go to their property and say, hey, I know you're 2.5 hours away, but hey, I could dedicate 1 week in a month. Do you mind if I come up here 1 week in a month and help you in your gardens? And maybe that 1 week in a month, I can take some produce back with me. I know many brothers that we work with, and sisters, brothers, and their homesteads, who would be willing to work with people like that. Yeah, you want to come up here a week? Sure. You come up here, we'll do some work, and you can go in the garden to get what you need. Maybe you fellowship twice a month, and every other week you're able to go and get some fresh fruits or vegetables or whatever that they may be growing in excess, and you help them, and as a result, there's a trade. You help him, he helps you. And you're able to leave, and you're also learning how they're produced. You're learning the work and the time and it takes to go into these things. But the way we've been doing things is not going to work, and it's not sustainable. It's not. If you're not producing, you're putting yourself in a place to perish. Because consumption only lasts long enough. Only lasts for a certain period of time, and this country has been built on consumption. It used to be a producer, now it's consumption. Now it's consumption. And you don't want to be consumed by those that are consuming. So I hope that this pricks the mind of somebody. You got to produce. You got to produce. Put your mind in. Buy yourself some potting soil. That means that you start from phase 1. You put some green beans in some pots and grow some green beans. You're able to eat your own fresh green beans. Grow some carrots. Grow a squash plant. Grow some cucumbers. Grow a potato plant. Grow something and expand on it. Expound on it. And like I said, get to know somebody. And y'all willing, you be able to meet a brother. And if you're a sister and you're single, hey, meet the brother and join his house. But if you're a brother, you can meet a brother. and help out on his land and have access to some fruits and vegetables and learn the important skills of producing, especially food. Bless y'all. Hope this word pricks somebody. Shalom.